All right, good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. It is the 4th of July, and we're going to celebrate by spreading some democracy. Hello, hello. We are also going to be talking about some ketchup and cereal at some point in this stream, so do look forward to that. It is a exciting new thing from Heinz, so very excited for that. Let's see what we got going on. We got the Freedom to Serve Act funded by Temporary Planetary Defense Gratitude. So, volunteer recruitment drive, critical needs, liberate termites from this planet, and get samples. Okay. Well, that sounds like the perfect 4th of July thing to do. Let's spread some democracy. What a better way to celebrate our freedom than to offer that freedom to the filthy Xenos across the galaxy. It's been a while since we've done some bugs. Actually, I need to brush up on my bugs. So yesterday we got the big announcement that this game is finally coming to Xbox. That is going to be excellent, but that means a whole bunch of new players who are going to need all new guides on how to play the game and enjoy the game and all that. So very excited for them to get to experience this game for the first time. Let's see. We're in the mood for some silliness. How about some flame throwing? That sounds like fun, right? Let's do some flame turret, flame gun. Actually, let's take that. No flame turret. Let's instead grab the jetpack and napalm barrage. Very, very excellent. And then we're gonna change into our inflammable suit. Oh yeah. It's all coming together now. We just need a good helmet to go with this one. Where is my favorite helmet? There we go. I love this helmet. It makes me look like Army of Two. I feel like that's one of those games no one talks about anymore. Army of Two. I wish we would get a new one. But the helmet with like the orange paint on it makes me think of Army of Two. So that was a good game. I wish we would get another Army of Two already. Also, in interesting news, I don't know if y'all saw, Anthem is officially shutting down next January. I thought Anthem was already shut down, but apparently it has not shut down yet. So we are going to go play some Anthem at some point just to experience it one last time. You know, a lot of people have already made videos about it and talked about how bad of a game it was and how flawed it was, and like I don't disagree with any of that. I think we all agree that it was botched in a lot of ways. But I think just playing it to enjoy it for what it was one last time could be enjoyable. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's get our only ally left us, so let's grab an SOS beacon for some help, and I guess we'll clear... I have the wrong equipment for this, honestly. I guess we'll start clearing some hellholes. I don't really have enough ammo for that. I only brought stuff for wrecking bugs, so we are kind of in a bad position here, but that's not going to stop us. And we're also on a tree planet, which is also very bad for us. We overall... Oh, I also grabbed the wrong... I grabbed all sorts of wrong things. Okay, overall, we are in some serious trouble here. So, let's get some extra stuff just in case. And let's hope for the best, I guess, is what we're going to do. We're just going to be hoping for... Oh yeah, we don't have the right stuff for this at all. We don't have things for flyers. We don't have oh wait, we do have things for vehicles. Okay, I got the eruptor. Okay, we're a little bit better off. I forgot I brought the eruptor. Usually I don't bring the eruptor, so we have one solution to some problems here. Oh, that's gonna hit my own allies. We're just in bad form this morning already, apparently. There's the bugs spawning in there. Okay, we got this. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. I thought we were in much worse trouble here, but we're not. We can make this work. All right, up in the air. Light some things on fire. It's the 4th of July. You know, we got to use the fireworks. It is practically mandatory at this time. Oh, and we need samples too, so that's perfect. Let's grab all these samples, bring those home. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for watching. I hope you're all having a happy 4th. Although I know a lot of you probably aren't in the States. I have a lot of viewers from not in the States, so if you're not celebrating the 4th, you know, I hope you also have a good day. Today is not reserved just for Americans to have a good day, but I don't know, it's already started. Last night, people were lighting off fireworks all night long, and that was so frustrating. Like, I understand why people do it, but, like, it gets so old. What? I got crushed in the air. Holy cow. In all of my hours of playing this game, I have never had that happen where I was floating in the air and I got crushed from above by something falling in. That is a new one. I can safely say I have never had that happen to me. Wow. Okay. I don't know whether I should feel blessed or not. Like that is... Excuse me. A once in a lifetime sort of thing, so I guess that feels cool to get to experience, but also who took my jetpack? Okay, my jetpack's gone. We're gonna make do without it for a second. I should probably light this portable hell bomb up and hit those guys with it. What is going on? We just started. You all have used already like half my reinforcement budget. This is what's going to happen when all the new players come in. We're going to get all the new players from Xbox, and it is going to be an absolute disaster. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to get accidentally blown up. So that first week in August when this game comes out is going to be an absolute monster of trying to teach players how to play and not to blow themselves up. Martin, good morning. How's it going, Martin? It'll be a learning experience. There will be much learning to be had by all people involved. Can you play Roblox? You know, I've never played Roblox. I've never really had Roblox on my radar. I've never really tried it. I know that like Roblox can be anything you want it to be. Like you download the custom games and people make the games they want it to be. But I always thought it was still at its core like a kid's game. I've never actually given it an honest try. You know, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should rectify that. I'll add it to the things to try. All right, where is my jetpack? It says it's over here. I can't see it. That is really frustrating. Let's grab some supplies while we're over here at least, I guess. Recommend pillar chase. Okay. We'll give that a try. Excuse me. Never hurts to try a new game. I loved back in the day. Warcraft 3 used to do like custom maps and stuff, and I absolutely loved the custom maps. So I don't see any reason why I wouldn't enjoy basically the same thing but more advanced, right? So I'll give it a try. All right, we're out of oomph. We've run out of running juice. When are you going to play it? I will download it once we're done today, and we will try it on stream. My only concern, honestly, with streaming Roblox is because it tends to attract a younger audience. I don't want to flood flood my stream with children. That is my only concern about playing Roblox. But again, I don't know all the demographic, but I do know it tends to run a little bit on the younger side. Let's grab that. Let's pop this guy. Alright, what is over here? Okay, this is the actual objective. That's why this is blank. So we need to... Oh, hello. John Cena out of nowhere on that one. Or I guess it's RKO out of nowhere. That's the actual meme. John Cena's a different thing. I can't see anything. I'm surprised this hell bomb on my back hasn't blown up yet. I don't know if they blow up randomly, but I would not blame it for blowing up, considering I've lit it on fire and been crushed by a charger and everything else, so... Oh yeah. Oh yeah, everything's on fire. Oh! We were taking so much damage, even our stim couldn't save us through that one. That's, never had that one happen before. I am wearing the wrong armor, though. Usually I am wearing stim armor, but, I guess I pushed it to the limit there. I should have done better. Alright, see... Tentacle guy. Let's, hit him with an eagle. Let's slow him down. Alright, we're in some serious trouble here. Let's get the flamethrower. Maybe that'll help. I doubt it, but we're gonna try. And we're gonna cook a Bile Titan. Ooh! Okay, someone let off their hell bomb. This is not going to go well. These allies are burning through backup like no other, so we're having a bad time. I don't think we're going to win this one. Is what I'm saying here. Also, let's get rid of that flyer nest. Those flyers are real annoying. At least we can get our hover pack back. Mozzarella Sticks is here. Good morning. Welcome back. How's it going? Happy 4th of July. I saw a couple places are doing drone shows instead of fireworks. So I'm really excited to try out a drone show. Have you checked out the Title 2 update? I haven't. I need to download that. I've heard that the Title 2 update actually brought in a bunch of the fixes that I wanted, a bunch of like stability and less crashing and problems like that. So I am definitely going to download the Title 2 update, and we're going to give it a try because I am very hyped for that. Very hyped that it seems like they have fixed it. All right, we fixed that problem. Let's go fix this problem over here. But yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about it, so that's really cool that they're still working on it. I hope that it's not too little too late. I know oftentimes you get like one chance, right? Like gamers are very picky, and if you blow that one chance, then they're just gonna say, nope, that game is trash forevermore, and they won't try it again. So hopefully they haven't lost their chance to get their players back, because last I checked, the game is at overwhelmingly negative on Steam reviews. Like, it's got terrible reviews, and those Steam reviews really do hurt. So like, if they don't get it together, they might not get a second chance, you know? Like, gamers are not forgiving. So hopefully they get another chance, but we'll see if it's actually given to them or not. I'm stuck inside this charger. That's not good. That was an unfortunate glitch. Not to mention they dropped a flaming bomb on top of me, so my allies are very bloodthirsty this morning, is how we'll put it, I guess. We have very bloodthirsty allies who are are killing as many of us as they are bugs, I guess. All right, let's see if we can blow some armor off this guy. The game is amazing. The optimization just needs desperate help. And I know that a lot of devs have this unfortunate idea in modern gaming that, like, most people, they think, I know this is not true, but they think, well, most people have strong enough PCs that even if it's not optimized perfectly, then, you know, their strong PCs will compensate for it. And that's just not the case, I don't think. So I think that a lot of devs just let there be really bad optimization for the sake of, oh, your 4090s and your 5090s will compensate for the badness, but that's not how that works at all, you know?
Requesting air support.
All right, we are too spread out and my allies are too bad. We are having a bad time here. So let's see if we can do a little bit better with this gun. Let's see if we can find some of my gear. We need a flamethrower. We need our hover pack. We need something. Anything. Anything's better than what we got going on here. Oh, this is the wrong sickle, too. I thought I picked up the double edge. This is not the double edge. This is just the regular sickle. So that's a portable hell bomb. We don't want that. Let's get rid of that, too. I guess the sickle, though. Double edge would have been great, but apparently it's only the regular version, so that's not too great for us. Let's grab our samples and our stuff back here. But yeah, a lot of companies are just releasing games that are way too busted. Is that a nest back here? That is a nest back here. What's... I guess let's close this up. And we were just talking about Anthem. Anthem was a beautiful game that ran okay, but it had much other problems. But I'm excited to go back and experience it one last time just to say goodbye to Anthem. So much potential. That space station, man. I swear it targets you. My own dudes. Speaking of which, the next video I'm making for this game, we're talking about some of the horrible, heinous stuff that Super Earth has done. And if you read some of the upgrades for, if you read some of the upgrades that you can get for your Eagle 1, one of the upgrades is that you fill the cockpit with goo. They literally specify it as a breathable goo that makes it so they can experience more Gs without passing out. So basically, your pilot is sitting in a cockpit filled with cooled gel, drowning in it. Their lungs are filling up with the goo, but it still allows them to get oxygen. And that seems horrible to do to... poor Eagle 1. He has to sit there drowning the entire time. Like, no wonder he shoots you. No wonder he hates you. Like... Alright, I don't think we're going to win this match. We're going to try and get over here, but I don't think we're going to win this one. So... Excuse me. Not a great way to start off the 4th of July, but, you know, we're gonna try and make it work. We've got 3 lives. Maybe we can lock in on this one. I need my allies to stop blowing each other up. And especially stop blowing me up. Also excited to try, excuse me. Heinz Ketchup. Heinz Ketchup released a new ad for what they call breakfast ketchup. So I Googled it, and according to their website, the breakfast ketchup is just regular ketchup. They just really want to emphasize to people that ketchup is a breakfast condiment, is how they're saying it. So their ad for it goes that you can put it on eggs, you can put it on steak, you can put it on waffles, you could even put it on cereal. Ketchup is a breakfast condiment. So I bought some sugar-free ketchup and I bought some cereal, and we are gonna put their ad to the test. We are gonna try the ketchup cereal and see if it is good as they say it is. My guess is no. My guess is that's going to be a horrible combination, but as we always say, there's no way to know for certain until we try it, right? So we got the materials. We've got to try it for science to figure out if it's actually good or not. So we have the technology. We are going to put the Heinz to the test. All right, let's rearm our Eagle. Cook these bugs. My coworkers are convinced it's going to be terrible, but we must try it for science. If nothing else, I want to try so the cereal I got is Catalina Crunch, which is a new protein cereal that is no sugar, low carb, high protein, supposed to taste good. We're gonna try it. I'm dubious of those claims. Anytime someone says, "Oh, it's a pure protein bar, but it tastes just like the real thing," I tend to not believe them. So I am pretty sure it's not gonna be good just because the cereal's not gonna be good. But you know, we gotta try. We gotta be willing to try it, right? Like our parents always said, you know, how do you know if you don't like it if you haven't tried it? So I guess we got to try it to make sure that we don't like it. But I'm fairly confident I'm going to be right on this. Is this Helldivers? Yes, we are Helldiving currently. This is the new, not the new mission, but they put out a new major order to cleanse these bugs for the 4th of July and spread some democracy to the bugs. So that is what we are doing. We are following High Command's orders to spread democracy to the bugs. You're going on the line on the 26th of April? What's that mean? Not familiar, I don't think. All right, let's see if we can burn this Bile Titan down. A lot of our allies have left. We're low on stuff. We're low on everything. Yeah, we're in trouble. We're in real trouble. Requesting air support. Okay, he missed. See if we can get under him. We did. I can't believe that worked. Okay, we're still in this. Oh, you're gonna start playing on the 26th of April? April or August? Next month when it releases on Xbox? Are you gonna join with the Xbox Brigade, or do you mean like April, like almost a year away? Because that's a far away to start helldiving. I mean, there's never a bad time to start helldiving, but April's a far ways away still, you know? Next month. Okay, you're joining on the Xbox. That is excellent. Excellent to hear. We need more helldivers for certain on that front. So I'm very excited for the Xbox reinforcements. I am making a video for all the people who will be joining on Xbox to kind of try and get them up to speed, like a boot camp video. I hope to finish that before it comes out next month. I'm very excited that the Xbox players are getting to join. Next, I want to see... This is going to be a terrible idea. I don't think they're going to do this, but I want to see... can they cram Helldivers 2 onto the Switch 2? I doubt it. Like, this game can barely run on my Asus ROG Ally, but I would like to see if they could. I would love to see if they could cram this game onto the Switch 2. I don't think so either. I think that would be an absolute long shot for them to try and fit this game on the Switch too. And honestly, if they're gonna work on the game in that way, I would much rather them work on getting this game off of a dead engine and onto, you know, the actual like Unreal Engine 5. I'd much rather see this game put onto Unreal Engine 5 compared to put on the Switch. So maybe we'll get that. I know that a lot of people are really upset though about the announcement yesterday. And they shouldn't be. This is just how the community is. They're a little whiny sometimes, you know. But, like, I got up at 5 a.m. I was hyped for the announcement. And then the live stream announcement was only 1 minute long. Like, I can see why people were a little salty about getting up and getting ready for exciting live stream. And we're getting all sorts of new information. But also, like, the devs are in Sweden. And as far as I know, like, summer vacation is actually a thing over in Sweden. So, like, they're about ready to hit their summer months where they just don't go to work for a month or two and everyone just gets to enjoy summer vacation. So I didn't think that we were going to get too much crazy stuff right before they go on summer. But you never know with these devs. These devs have pulled it out time and time again. They have done some pretty amazing things. So, you know, I'm not going to be salty about it. And again, I'm very happy that it's coming to Xbox for all the Xbox players. They woke up to make this and were tired. Yeah, well, I mean, they stream at like 3 p.m. their time, so hopefully they weren't just waking up, but also their office life is way different. Like, I know Sweden's not a perfect country to live in by any means. Not a perfect place to live. No place is perfect, but I've heard that living in Sweden is pretty nice, that they have a lot of great things like work-life balance and walkability and clean foods and things like that. So maybe they were just waking up. Maybe they were taking an extra long nap, you know? Where's all of my gear? That's a recoilless rifle. Those are sickles. There's my flamethrower. Let's grab that. Let's see if we can nuke this Bile Titan before he... Oh, come on! That was play of the game right there. I couldn't see his face. I thought he was going for the enemies. That was a real bad play on my part. That was some next level stupidity. I guess these bugs we're gonna have to take a little bit more seriously. We're gonna drop the flame build next time, and we're gonna build a regular build for handling these bugs, because they're kicking this team's butt something fierce. I would definitely live in Norway or Sweden, though. I would give it a chance to live over there. I know all the rage right now is to live in Japan, but, like, I know Japan also struggles with, like, culturally the work-life balance, and I don't want that toxic office life. But Norway or Sweden sound really awesome for a lot of different things. The only downside is I actually don't think I could live in Sweden, just because I know that Sweden is very much not a religious country. And I've seen quite a few Catholics say that they struggle to even find, like, a Catholic church in all of Sweden. So it's very difficult to move somewhere that's not going to have a Catholic church, because we are obligated to go to Catholic church every Sunday. So if there are no churches around, that kind of makes that obligation a little harder to meet. So probably couldn't actually live over there, but it'd be nice to experience. I'm sure they've got some churches somewhere. It's kind of like, though, like cruises, like, you can find Catholic cruises that have a priest on board that do mass so you can fulfill your obligation, but, like, nothing feels more, like, anti-Catholic than going on a cruise ship, right? Like, the church just put out a mass about environmental protection, and they put a huge denouncement on the big, beautiful bill with the whole, like, the way that just the terrible things it's doing in so many different ways. So, like, I couldn't imagine getting on a giant mega yacht that's killing the earth and doing all the other bad things and trying to make it Catholic, right? So, like, just because you can doesn't mean you should, I guess, is the point I'm trying to make. All right, we might actually pull this off. I didn't think we were going to. I gotta make sure I don't block my own view this time and melt myself. So we gotta take this seriously. Like I said, we gotta lock in something fierce on this one. That was weird. That was a weird glitch. You see that? I just super jumped without using my jetpack. That was not what I was expecting. Alright, I see a tentacle guy, an impaler. Let's throw an air burst over there. Alright, let's hold this down. We gotta raise this one flag and we'll be okay. Dex is here. Good morning, Dex. Why do you need help? What's going on? How can I help you this morning? Dex is currently mad at me because last night I couldn't remember who Beyonce was. I called her a model, and apparently she is a singer, and that was a very upsetting conversation for Dex. Number 2, you can't? Oh, can you not? Not today. We're not upsetting Dex today. That is the goal. Our goal is not to upset Dex. He needs a good day. So everyone work your hardest this morning to give Dex the good day that he deserves. So we're not going to talk about Beyonce or Rihanna or... Honestly, I thought those two were the same. I thought Beyonce and Rihanna were the same person, like an alter ego like Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana. I thought Rihanna and Beyonce were the same, but that is also not true. So again, we're keeping those realizations to ourselves because we do not want to upset Dex this morning. He just did it again. I can't help it. I can't help. My lack of knowledge is so great in the pop culture realm that I have no control over it. It is what it is. But just know I don't do it on purpose. It's just the flow of things. It's the natural order. What just hit me? Oh, that dude jumped up and hit me just from the bottom, like touching the net of a of a basketball rim. He just barely hit the net, I guess. Oh, that guy destroyed that building. I didn't think he was going to destroy the building. Run away. All right, let's reload and get around that guy. Let's see if we can get this impaler. Oh, all right, we did it. What are your plans for today, Dex? What are your plans for the 4th? You gonna watch a fireworks show? You gonna grab a nice drink and just kind of spend the day quietly alone? What's your goal for today? What are you accomplishing for the 4th? Alright, I can't believe we pulled this one off. This one is honestly no thanks to me. I definitely messed up a lot here. My brother in Christ, you're not taking the day off. No, you know, 4th of July isn't that big of a deal for me, you know, like, I don't do a whole lot. My family does not like fireworks at all. Like, most of my family does not like fireworks, so, like, I'm not going to really do anything with my parents, and my uncle and aunt, they're in, where are they at? They're in New Orleans for a bowling tournament, and, like, My family just isn't huge on 4th of July, so you know I'm spending it all with you. It's a good way to spend the day. A very enjoyable way to start the day. I'm gonna see if Dollar Tree is open. I mean, I'm sure they will be, but do you really want to go to the Dollar Tree on the 4th of July? More whiskey, probably. Okay, though, story time. Y'all just unlocked my story time. I gotta tell you, through my fault, I lost my patience at a Mexican restaurant. Quick side note. Speaking of Mexican restaurants, a new one just opened up next to my house. We have 7 Mexican restaurants on the same block. I'm not talking about like in the same area. I'm talking about on the same block of the street. There are now 7 Mexican restaurants. That is too many Mexican food restaurants. Like, why do we need 7 restaurants that all serve the same thing on the same literal block? I don't understand. Like, the city I live in already has a huge affinity for Mexican food. Like, it's really popular in the area, but like that is too many restaurants that all serve the same thing. That definitely seems unnecessary. Anyways, back to story time. So I went to this place called Don Froylan, and Don Froylan in our area is super well known because they hand make Oaxacan cheese right in front of you. It's very good, but it was also very like niche. Like, not a lot of people knew about it, so it was never busy. So I went in there the other day, and this lady, again, God, I am sorry that I lost my temper with your creation, but this lady, it had to have been her first time ever in a Mexican restaurant. And I have never experienced that, where it was the first time someone had ever experienced Mexican food. And again, there's 7 Mexican food restaurants in the same block in my town. Overall, I would say we have probably over 150 Mexican restaurants in our town. So I'm just saying, we have a lot of Mexican food in our town. She's at the front of the line. She's at the front of the line for so long, there's literally a line out the door, because she is asking every question known to man, and just every time she says something, I'm getting more and more frustrated. She's like, what is the horchata? What is the lime agua fresca? And then she saw they had ice cream. She's like, oh, can I sample the chocolate ice cream? What is chocolate ice cream? You don't know what chocolate ice cream tastes like, lady? Like, that's not even like a Mexican restaurant thing. Like, you've lived your entire life and you've never had chocolate ice cream. So she samples the chocolate ice cream and then samples the raspberry ice cream, and then she starts to order from the quesadilla bar, and it's the first time apparently she's ever ordered from a quesadilla bar, because she's like, oh wow, this is really cool, this quesadilla bar, how does it work? And they say, okay, well, what kind of tortilla do you want? Oh, I don't know, what's a corn tortilla? What do you mean, what's a corn tortilla? And then they make the mistake of asking her, like, okay, well, you know, what kind of queso do you want? She's like, oh, what's queso? Are you kidding me? You're in a cheese restaurant. And you don't know what queso is? So finally, I just walked out. I was like, nope, I'm not going to wait in this line out the door. I'm not going to wait 50 minutes for a quesadilla. That lady, whew. Man, oh man, was that a frustrating experience. I don't think she got salsa, to be honest. She did not strike me as the kind of person who enjoys salsa. So that was the most frustrating experience. A toddler in an adult's body. Oh, that one was something else.
The fate of all humanity's children are in your hands. Do not let them fall.
All right, we changed our load up so that we can be a little bit more useful this time. We kind of got wrecked last time, so let's lock in and do a little bit better this time. All right. Let's do it. Speaking of salsa, I have fully converted. Before I was a Cholula hot sauce person. I am now a Valentina's hot sauce person. Valentina's has become my new favorite hot sauce, so I am in the process of converting away from Cholula hot sauce to Valentina hot sauce. Send her to my city, drop her off in my barrio, and we'll set her straight. I don't even mind, like, ask the questions, learn the things. If you've seriously never been to, like, a Mexican food restaurant before, I want you to have a good experience and get what you like, but also, like, the absolute lack of self-awareness to realize that there are now 30 or 40 people standing in line behind you because you're taking too long. Like, can you have a little self-awareness? Like, you know what? Maybe now's not an appropriate time to ask these questions, so I'm going to step out of line so the other people can get their service, and then I will come back once I can figure out how queso works, you know? Like, a little bit of self-awareness would be nice. I don't feel like that's too much to ask for. Oh, hello there, Stalker. All right, we got a Stalker tunnel somewhere near us, so we're gonna go try and take care of that. Let's warn everyone that there's a Stalker nest near us. Oh, there's a napalm barrage going on there too. Okay, so we're just burning everyone up again. So we're just going deep into the destroying everyone again today. She didn't care. She did not care. That's like the thing that drives me absolute bonkers, like going to Costco and stuff. Like I understand dealing with other people is frustrating, but the way that so many people just don't care at all. Like we had to go to Where Mart Winco yesterday because we are completely out of staples. It's 3rd of July. It's one of the worst days to go shopping, but we decided, you know what, we're going to brave it. We're going to go do it. Terrible experience, but we had to do it. But like there was a line out the door there too, but the line was because someone had decided that despite there being a large sign that says, hey, this is an exit only, they were going to push their way through a crowd of people to go out the exit only because it saved them 10 seconds of walking. But because they did that, now the entire flow of traffic is ruined and everyone has to wait to come in and go out, and they're gridlocked. And so what should have been a free-flowing, perfect process now turns into an absolute cluster because 2 or 3 selfish people are like, but if I go out the exit only, I save myself 10 seconds and 5 steps. Like, so I'm going to disrupt everyone else because I'm more important. And that's such a frustrating mentality that so many people have, where it's like the people who like merge across 6 lanes on the highway to not miss their exit. Like, well, I couldn't possibly miss my exit because then I'm gonna have to spend 5 minutes turning around, and that just inconveniences me. So instead, I'm gonna literally endanger every other single person's life so that I can make my exit, because I'm not gonna have to wait an extra few minutes. That's asking too much. So you know what? Let's endanger your children in your car for the sake of saving myself 5 minutes. It's so frustrating how people are like that. I turn now, good luck everyone else. That is a great Family Guy bit. That's exactly what it feels like some days.
Objective critical stratagem available. Heavy, southeast, close. Heavy, south.
Reloading.
Excuse me. So yeah, I had my share of frustration yesterday, but also it is a little bit my fault. We should not have gone grocery shopping on the 3rd of July. That is an absolutely terrible day to have to go grocery shopping. We should have gone earlier, but we were stalling for too long. I actually got super lucky Saturday on the highway. No traffic.
Objective equipment. Requesting sentry. I got the terminal.
I don't know why I did that. You know, it was just bad procrastination. Sometimes Sometimes you make a bad decision, you just have to live with the consequences, and that's what it was. It was living with the consequences.
Drop in package. Sample collected.
All right, let's grab these samples.
How'd you like to taste of freedom?
Don't shoot me, my own turret. It was looking right at me.
Engaging terminal.
Road rage incident, 2 cars chasing each other over 100. Oh, wow. Which, okay, that also reminds me. So there's a new law going in effect in a couple places that I think is a great law. I'm very happy that they're doing it. Dex, you ordered a new phone yesterday. What'd you get? Did you get a nothing phone? There's a new law coming into effect in some places that makes it so that if you drive over 100 miles per hour, it is automatically jail time. You no matter what are going to get jail time. Most places already, like, it's a felony, but some places apparently it wasn't. So they're making it a law in more places that if you drive over 100 miles per hour, it's automatic jail time, automatic felony. And I could not believe how many people were upset about this. Like, how can you be upset about that law? Like, no one needs to go 100 miles per hour, period. And I know that apparently that's controversial. I know there's like the whole car community and the underground racing scene and people who really like driving fast. There's no reason. There's no excuse. There is no need for any person to drive 100 miles per hour, period. So I'm glad for the law. Please throw those people in jail. I'm so sick of we have this group in our area called The Gut, and it's a bunch of 15 to 25-year-old dudes who spend all their money and time souping up their cars so they can do illegal drag racing at 2 a.m. and wake everyone up because they modified their mufflers and they're racing down residential streets 100 miles per hour and a 25. So good. Throw them all in jail. And I know, God forgive me, we're supposed to have mercy, but clearly nothing else has been working, so those people need to be rehabilitated and learn a little bit of, hey, there are other people on this planet. I shouldn't recklessly endanger everyone else's life just because I think cars going fast is cool. It is one of the things that frustrates me the absolute most. Again, it goes back just to the absolute disgusting display of selfishness of people to be like, I deserve to drive 100 miles per hour in a school zone because I'm doing a drag race and that's cool to me. Like,
Rare sample acquired.
why? Just why? If you like cars going fast, then go to a racetrack. Exactly. There's a time and place for you to. That was embarrassing. I jumped right into that tree. There is a time and place for it, and those people do not have any respect for that. And I don't want to throw more people in jail. I understand that jail is a very nasty system that once people get put into it, it's very hard to get out of. There's a lot of recidivism. There's a lot of issues with it. Then I understand that, and I understand jail should not be like a solution to things, but nothing else is working, so jail, sorry.
Orbital inbound.
All right, let's run. We're in trouble. As a former street racer, I love people who love their cars. Going fast is fun, but being safe is more important. I've never, and maybe it's a personal bias of mine, I've never really understood the car people. You know, cars to me are simply a tool to get from point A to point B. It doesn't matter to me how fast it is. It doesn't matter how cool it looks. Like, nothing about it to me matters as long as it gets me from point A to point B. It's like a hammer. Like, I wouldn't put a souped up racing spoiler on a hammer, right? Because as long as the hammer is doing the things that it needs to do, like, why do I need to add anything to it? Why do I need to put money into it to get a little bit more performance out of it? The hammer is the hammer. It's just a tool. So I've never understood the car guys in that capacity either. So maybe it's just a personal bias, but
Backpack inbound.
I guess maybe if I'm trying to be fair and like think about it, like I buy a ton of like camera lenses, so I guess putting a spoiler on your car might be like getting a different camera lens. It does change the performance in a way, and I guess that is important to some people. So I guess I could see it in that capacity, but
Reinforcing.
ooh, that guy does not want to get exploded. And I get it to a degree also, because I was a young and dumb kid and I drove way too fast and did stupid things on the road. But you know, I went out into the country where there was no other people, so that if I wrecked my car, you know, it would just be me suffering the consequences. So I at least tried to be polite about it, you know? I at least was trying to be polite about my stupidity. Cars are art. I love smiling behind the wheel. Carving up canyons is a blast. One of my bucket list items is getting down a drag strip faster than my dad's best time, but they closed down the local drag strip. The only time I've ever visited my local drag strip is when they turn it into a light show. So that, you know, that's not quite the same thing, but it does look nice with all the Christmas lights. I do want to go to like a drag race, like for photography. I think getting some photos of cars burning rubber could be a really cool experience to get the photos of cars in that capacity. But again, that's they're in the appropriate place. They're supposed to race there. They're supposed to go fast there. So it's a little bit better when they're, you know, on the racetrack designated where they're supposed to be.
Requesting advanced weaponry. Attack pack inbound.
Let's see. Can we close this? We're stuck. We should be able to do this. Okay.
Last reload.
Big boom. Let's get rid of some of those bugs. That's one. A two. Oh, stalker's behind us. Oh, we're in trouble. Oh, we're in trouble. Stalker lair.
Support weapon.
Get some.
How did they survive? Holy cow. Okay. There's another big stalker lair over there, and we're in trouble.
Activating jump pad.
Look up your local autocross events. The car guys usually race once or twice a month. Also, I don't know who may know the answer. I don't know if you'll know the answer to this, Mel, but I kind of posted this in another couple places. I'm actually going to talk to Peter about it as well. I was thinking about, like, I'm a knight, part of the Knights of the Columbus, but I've never really fit in with the Knights of Columbus because the Knights of Columbus is, I mean, let's be honest, it's for the old folks. Like, it's a bunch of old dudes, and there's occasionally one or two younger guys there, but for the most part, the Knights of Columbus feels like a very old people organization. So, and I know there's a lot of people like my wife who want to do things like with the Knights, but the Knights don't allow women in them. I know, again, that they do have like orders for women, but she wants to be a knight, she can't be a knight. With Carlo Acutis being officially canonized on September 7th, do you think it's possible to create a order like the Knights of Acutis, a fully digital fraternity, or not fraternity, allow everyone into an order for the Catholic Church that focuses on spreading Carlo Acutis's mission, feeding the homeless, spreading the word through the digital means in a modern digital era? What do you think it would take to actually like create that? Like, I want to make it happen. I really want to do like a Knights of Acutis, or something fitting, and make it an organization open to all people who want to use media and the internet to continue his work, to raise money for the homeless, to spread ideas of the Blessed Virgin Mary, to get together content creators, movie makers, web page makers, anyone who works in the capacity of the internet or digital media. What I've learned is your explosion hurts yourself if you're too close. That is absolutely true. Yes, your explosions will hurt yourself. Usually it's not a problem, but that particular enemy, these stalkers, get in your face so fast that is very hard to get them off of you. And there's so many trees in here, I keep jumping into the trees, and that's a problem. But we need to get rid of this stalker lair real bad because they are spawning out of control. Is that it? Is that finally the stalker lair?
Last reload.
There we go. Get rid of those darn guys. So yeah, I'm going to talk to my local OCIA director because I don't want it to just be like, oh, we're just doing another Discord server. We're just doing another internet things for people who have an idea. Like, I really want to make it an official organization as a part of the church that has a mission. And I don't know what it takes to actually be an official part of the church, to actually have like an order within the church. But I really want to make it happen, and I don't know where to start. So I'm going to ask my local RCA director, like, hey, how do I start this? But I'm pretty sure it is a process. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be an easy one, but I really want to make it happen. Oh, don't drown. Don't drown. That was stupid. Holy cow, that's the third or fourth stalker lair out here? Like, there are too many stalker lairs. No wonder we've been getting wrecked this time. There are too many stalkers out here. All right. They called in. Let's drop that on them. Failed to establish network connection. That's not good. Did my internet die? Another stalker. Please tell me this dude was just a straggler and there's not another nest. Please, no more stalker nests. We cannot handle any more stalkers. You're still alive? Good, good. Okay, so it must have just been a blip in the game. Glad to have you all here. It really does make my day. I know a lot of streamers say it, and I'm pretty sure most people are genuine with it, but like, it is definitely a highlight of my day that this is my second job. Like, everyone wants a job that they love, and don't get me wrong, there are some downsides to being a content creator, and there's definitely some frustrations, but it is such a fun way to start my day, to get to hang out with everyone and chat and do fun things, to get to upset Dexter, to eat the chocolate macaroni and cheese on camera. Like, all those things are just such a highlight of my day. The process typically involves creating a community, defining rules, and demonstrating a consistent pattern of operation before requesting formal approval. The hard part about it is I want it to be, because Carlo Acutis had such an affinity for like the digital and the internet thing, you know, making it an online only community is going to be very hard, because like, I've seen how like the Catholic subreddit has the Archdiocese of Catholicism online, of Discord, the Archdiocese of Discord, and I've seen how awful that place can be and how frustrating online places can be. So the problem is, like, it needs to be a really curated community, right? Like, it really needs to have defined purpose and defined rules. And like, I know that everyone loves memes. Every Discord has a memes channel. I would hesitate to put things like that in there because I want to have a dedicated and sole purpose and not devolve into, okay, this is just another place to hang out online, right? You also need to work with the local bishop, and there is no... Okay, I have a solution for that, actually. I've thought about that one. I've thought about that one, and I have a solution for it. Okay. So, there's not a lot of truth behind this, but it is sort of... It's a half-truth, so it might work. So, back in the day when, you know, the world was still being, quote, discovered, even though it wasn't... that's a whole other thing. When the world was still being discovered by settlers and explorers, the way it worked is when a missionary went out with a like Catholic priest and spread Catholicism in the area, whatever area they discovered would become the property of that bishop. So like the Spanish bishops who would send out missionaries to America, that would become a part of the Diocese of Spain until they were able to, you know, establish churches out there and have their own diocese and all that. So the solution to having it centralized is we will be the Diocese of the Moon. And because the moon is so far away, it has to use the internet. And because the moon was reached by Florida, it would belong to the Archdiocese of Florida. So all we need is the Archdiocese of Florida. Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm going with this, right? So if we officially declare ourselves of the moon, then all we need is the buy-in from the people from Orlando, and we could say, well, because you know we're technically from the moon, we need to use the internet as our main form of communication since it's so far away. So let's just use the Archdiocese of Orlando. That is my workaround for working with the local bishop, is declaring the Archbishop of Orlando to be our bishop. I think that loophole will work. I think it works well enough. I'm not one for loopholes in religion, but I feel like that is a good enough loophole. Stay away from. I'm saving these people. Stay away, bugs. Okay, we got him. Yeah. So Archdiocese of the Moon sounds like a great idea. So that is my workaround there. But I really do want to make it happen. I just don't want it to be just another like, oh, it's just another Discord server, right? Like I really want to have purpose and a mission and so many other things. I think a better loophole is skipping diocese and going to an order for sponsorship. I saw you say something about the Paulist fathers like Father Evan that are using the internet in those ways. It might not be a bad idea to talk to them and ask them questions about it. How do I make this something more than just a hangout? Because, like, even though I haven't done a whole lot of work with Carlo Acutis, I know he's really popular with the millennials for a lot of good reasons. His mission, as far as I read, he was really big on, you know, spreading the gospel through the internet and feeding the homeless. And that has become my favorite thing. Is we have this free fridge in our area that there's no questions asked. It's not come wait in a line and we give you whatever you want. It's not you have to sign up for a waiting list. It's simply if you need food, come and pick up as much or as little as you need. And I try and go and fill that fridge at least once a month, like fill up the entire thing. And every time when I go back, it is absolutely empty. So I know that there's a need in our community. And so if that was one of Carlo Acutis's things, I would love to have him head us up as a saint on trying to fix the hunger problems in our communities. There's a small group of us on Twitch that sometimes do a Catholic raid. Yeah, I'm in the Catholic raid train channel. The problem is I typically don't participate because they do it through Twitch and I'm not on Twitch, so it's always seemed like a disruptive thing to ask, like, hey, I know you all are on Twitch, but can you raid over to me on YouTube and I'll move you back? Like, it's a good way to lose momentum. So I've never participated because I don't feel like I fit into that group, simply because I'm on YouTube rather than Twitch. I have talked to a few people though about like maybe I'll kick off the raid or I'll end the raid. That way there's as little disruption as possible. But yeah, I've been a part of the Catholic raid group for a while. I just haven't really participated. I didn't know that Peter started it though. Like, I am I am envious. Maybe envious isn't the right word. I'm gonna say envious is the wrong word. I am. What star-stricken maybe is the right idea. Like, I've only worked with Peter a little bit. We've done streams together. I chat with him occasionally, and he just does so much. Like, he runs the game of favorites. He's got such a community. He's like so involved in so many things. Like, it seems like everywhere I go in online spaces, Peter has his fingers in it somehow or some way. And I'm truly in awe with how devout of a Catholic he seems to be and how hard he works to try and spread Catholicism and be involved in Catholicism and do those good things. It's his full-time job, though. I mean, I'm envious of that too. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to do this full-time every single day, but I don't have the followers or the subscribers to actually do that. But I would love to be a full-time streamer all day, every day. I know that everyone has that dream now. I truly don't think I'll ever make it in that capacity. Simply, and I've talked about this before, but it's like, it's so much easier for younger people to get into. I'm not saying, oh, those darn kids have it so much easier, but like, it's so much easier to be a full-time streamer when you're replacing like a part-time job that's paying you $20,000 a year, right? Like, I have an established career and degree. To replace my income is way harder than to replace a $20,000 a year income, right? So like, it's so much harder once you're established. So if you're going to go for it, go for it while your income is low, because once you get, accustomed to a certain lifestyle, that lifestyle creep is real, right? It's really hard to adjust your lifestyle down once you've started earning at a certain level. So he's starstruck by you too. It's a balance between being humble and like also being realistic. Like, I have almost 7,000 followers. Like, that in the grand scheme of things, like 7,000 is such a tiny number, but at the same time, like, it's not when you think about how 7,000 people is so many. Like, that's bigger than some towns, right? There are towns with a smaller population than 7,000. Like, that's crazy to me to put in that perspective. Be like, I have a small village worth of people interested in my stupid memes, my Helldiver content, and my Catholicism. Like, that's such a like mind-boggling idea to think about. I can't imagine Twitch ever paying me more than 50,000. I mean, if you make $1 on Twitch, if you've made $1 off of Twitch, you've still done better than 80% of streamers, right? Like, the amount of people who don't even make it past like the initial phase, it's a staggering number. So like, you look at the big streamers, like, wow, I'll never have millions of followers like them. Like, that's the triple A, that's the Hall of Famer level. That the average person is never going to achieve that. The average person won't even achieve being seen on Twitch. So if you've already made $1, you're already ahead of so many people. But Twitch and the Christian community saved my butt when you lost your job. That is great to hear. I'm glad that there's still some good Christian community, because they're, I try not to get too deep into politics, but the way politics are now, where you have people who masquerade and say that they are Christian, but then they're also talking about they're really excited for opening up this new detention center in Florida so they can feed criminals to alligators, where it's like, maybe that's not the most Christian thing to talk about your excitement to feed people to alligators. I don't want to speak for Jesus, but I'm pretty confident in my knowledge of Jesus that he would not want to feed people to alligators. I'm fairly confident I can make that statement and be correct that Jesus would not feed people to alligators. Anyone who's a more biblical expert than me, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I am fairly confident in that statement. Is Peter starstruck by me though? Has like, I don't want to be that guy, but like, oh my gosh, does Peter talk about me sometimes? Like, you mean actually love thy neighbor? Yeah, it's a tough it's a tough conversation to have with people, what love actually looks like. And that's part of the problem. Like when I try and help people with apologetics online and like having that conversation, I know a lot of people get stuck on that. And it's like if both parties are working on a different like definition of what love means, then you're never going to agree on anything. So the first thing when you're having that conversation is you have to agree on what the definition of love is, or else you're going to be talking at each other and not actually having a conversation that solves anything, you know? It's important to do that. I also had this really great experience where I wrote an article on video games and sin because I saw so many people online struggle with this. And the other day in the wild, I saw somebody like referencing my article as an expert in the area. Like, hey, read this article by this person who seems to be a well-read expert in this area. And it's so humbling and amazing that people like this person is the person you should consult in this area. Like that's got to be. There's no words for it. There really is no words for how I felt in that moment when someone's like, consult this person. They are writing the book on it. Like they know their stuff. And that was, especially as someone who only converted to the faith a few years ago, like it makes me feel like I'm actually like advancing in the faith and progressing the faith and the heart's on fire and all that, you know? Even when he recognizes Twitch and YouTube's are different. Yeah, Twitch and YouTube subscribers are almost non-comparable in so many different ways. The same thing with like TikTok, right? Like I promised God last night I would delete TikTok today, so I'm officially deleted TikTok and I'm off of it. But when I was deep in the TikTok, you know, I had 15,000 subscribers on there before my account was stolen. And like 15,000 subscribers on TikTok is nothing, and way different than having 15,000 subscribers on Twitch or on YouTube or any place else. So like, it's so weird how the subscribers can be so vastly different depending on what platform you're on. All right, we're in trouble. I don't know if we're making it out of this one alive, but we're going to try. He's darn... Oh, well, the flying rats got me, so... Rip. I also feel like I had something to show off on stream too, and I'm trying to remember, did I get something? I had something. What was it? No, it'll come to me. It'll come to me once I turn off the stream. All right, this guy's got to hold out for 40 seconds. He's no longer alone. He can do it. You can do it. I'm also surprised. I've talked about this a few times, but I downloaded a game randomly, and I found out it's a game based on an anime, which is an anime about horses racing. And I am so shocked that the mobile game is so fun as it is. Was it a CGR article? Yes, it is. I've written 2 articles for Catholic Game Reviews. I've written the Is Piracy a Sin? And I wrote the Are Video Games a Sin? Both those articles are articles I've written for Catholic Game Reviews. I also make their videos for them. So my favorite series that's a lot of fun that I do for them is the What If the Saints Had Pokemon, where we talk about the Catholic saints and what they did in their life, and then we build them a Pokemon team based on the saint. And that is so much fun to grab a saint and learn about them and try and figure out what Pokemon team would this saint have if they were alive today and played Pokemon. I really wish that series got more views because I love doing it. Kairos asked if you'd write a review for Monster Hunter Wilds for CGR. My review for Catholic or for Monster Hunter Wilds, it doesn't run. The end. Actually, I heard that the new patch they put out really does fix it. So I'm gonna go back and play it here soon. So if you need any screenshots or videos or anything for that, I'm more than happy to help pump that out if you'd like to. I can help you get some stuff because I gotta go download the patch and try it out and see if it's any better now. So it's always been pretty stable for you. That's the worst part about it though, right? Is like when a game has some people who have absolutely no problems and it just works, it just runs, but then other people have random issues, right? Like if everyone's having the same issue, it's kind of like, oh, we're all in this together. But it's way more frustrating when you watch other people getting to enjoy the game the way that you want to enjoy it, and it doesn't work. I'm on a 4090 though, so I'm on a 4090 and I had massive problems with it. Granted, part of it might be because I'm on a 49-inch monitor, so like it could be maybe something dealing with like the 49-inch drivers and all that. Like who knows what was breaking it, but I really do hope this patch fixes it because I want to enjoy Monster Hunter again. I love me some Monster Hunter. I've also been enjoying the new Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma. I think they did a pretty good job on the new Rune Factory, even though it's like a spin-off. It's not the exact Rune Factory experience. It's still really good. So I've been really enjoying that game right now too. It was optimized terribly. I forgive Capcom. It was their first time releasing on PC at the same time as console launch. I heard, I don't know this for certain, but I heard that Monster Hunter Worlds was pretty bad at launch too, and that they worked really hard on fixing and stabilizing and making it better. So I think it is truly one of those things where like Monster Hunter Wilds was a lot of people's first experience with Monster Hunter, and they went in with high expectations, not realizing that there's always been at least a little bit of jankiness in Monster Hunter, right? Like there's always been a little bit of stuff in there, so like I think a lot of people went in there with too high of expectations. They also rushed to release to not compete with Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm honestly over GTA 6. Like if I wasn't a streamer, I probably wouldn't even play it at all. But I know that it's one of those hype trains. You get on the hype train, you get the views, you get all that. I really am not all that hyped for Grand Theft Auto 6, and I'm still on the fence if I'm honestly gonna play it or not. Because it seems like in all the stuff that they are releasing for it, all the things that they're trying to advertise for it, it just seems like they are just pushing the sex and violence to the next level. That's all there is to it. Like that's all they're advertising. And I don't know if I'm here for it, honestly. I really don't know if it's something I want to play. I never played 5. I don't care for... Yeah, Grand Theft Auto to me just feels like a boring open world full of not a whole lot. Like, yeah, you grab the grenade launcher, you blow up the civilians, haha, it's fun for a few seconds. But then what? Then you're just driving around in a world? Like, I don't know. I've never really felt that connection to Grand Theft Auto, to be honest. I've never really gotten why people are so obsessed with it. I understand like the people who do like the role play servers or like the custom games who turn it into something else, but you know, I've never really understood the appeal of Grand Theft Auto. Like, at least Red Dead Redemption, I know Red Dead Redemption is similar in a lot of ways, but at least it has a story with it, a really good story to enjoy. Like, what's Grand Theft Auto's story? Pretty much every time it's, I'm a criminal and I'm going to do crime, and I'm going to do more crime, and then I'm going to do more crime. Like, it doesn't seem like there's actually a story to sink your teeth into. It just seems like the story is, I'm a criminal who does crime, and I'm going to continue to do crime. And that I don't know, that's not exciting to me. Oh boy, okay. We got stalkers on us already. This is bad. We're running. We're running. I'm gonna do the biggest and best crime. Exactly. That's what it seems like it is. Like the only I will say the exception was Nico. Grand Theft Auto 4 seemed to be the story of a guy who didn't want to be a criminal, who was coming to America for a better life to escape it all. But then after like 3 missions, like, you know what? I'm going to do more crimes anyways. Like, he very quickly abandoned that whole, I don't want to be a criminal. I want an honest and good life. And he just became a criminal. So, like, they tried, I guess, for a second. For 1 or 2 missions.
I got the terminal.
I think that's why the first and second Saints Row did so well, because they were parodying that so well in those games, and then they just jumped the shark, you know. Saints Row 4 and 3 and 4 were just so over the top ridiculous that it was too much to stomach. Though I will say the Saints Row reboot honestly wasn't as bad as people said it was, but it also wasn't great, you know? Like, it was okay. It was okay for what it was. Ah, my jetpack shot me into something again. Okay, we're in trouble. This is bad. This is real bad. All right, let's try and draw these guys away so those other guys get a chance to live, because we're in some trouble here. And now we're dead. we got impaled. Now we're dead.
Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
All right, where are we at? What are we doing here? We're still trying to get this LiDAR station. It's nice to sit here and think my shift would usually start in 5 minutes. It's like being a kid when you would stay home from school and you'd sit there and think, huh, I would be at lunch right now if I went to school, right? Like, that was always like, I'm pretty sure every kid had that experience where they'd just sit there and look at the clock like, oh, I'd be at lunch, or I'd be in this class, or I wonder what they're doing. Sucks to be them because we're not doing that today. Like, it's the same thing with work. It's like, huh, I'd be talking to customers right now, but I'm not. I do miss free office coffee. Free office coffee is nice, but I will say, I would take a work from home with no free office coffee and have to buy my own coffee as compared to having to go into the office and get free coffee for it, right? So,
To the skies.
I will tell you a funny coffee story, though. When I got my first job at a grocery store, I was the opener. So I'd come in early morning and I would open the store. And one of the duties of opening the store was to make the pot of coffee in the morning for all the people who came in after you. I had never made coffee before, so I had no idea how to do it. And I was too embarrassed to ask because I didn't want to look stupid. So the first day that I'm making coffee, I was one of those old school coffee pots, you know, where you have like the filter on top and you put the grounds in the top, and it's a very simple thing. I decided the best way to make that coffee would to be just to fill it all the way up. So I filled the entire coffee pot filter with coffee grounds, and I pressed it down, you know, tamp it down so I could fill it all the way to the brim. So it was a full drip coffee experience, like, whoo. And every single person came up to me. I was like, hey, The coffee's a little strong this morning. Yeah, no doubt the coffee's a little strong this morning. Also, I totally embarrassed myself at that job because, again, I was too embarrassed to ask how to do things because, like, I should know how to do these things. How hard can it be? And one of the tasks they gave me was to go mop up the can return. Oh, that was a bad throw. The can return area because it got super sticky. And that is the day I realized I had no idea how to mop things. And I looked like a total idiot because I didn't realize that you were supposed to, like wring out the mop so the entire floor was just soaking wet with sticky can juice as I tried to mop everything up and looked like a total moron. And my boss is like, so you don't know how to use a mop, do you? I was like, well, I thought I did, but apparently I don't. Yeah, that was real embarrassing. And that is when I got on board with there's no such thing as unskilled labor, because I had to learn how to use a mop. So, yeah, that was embarrassing. All right, we closed the Bile Titan hole. You learned, though. Yes, I did. That's the important thing, right? I learned. I said, wow, I don't know how to do this, and I learned how to do it. And that is important. I gained a skill. I learned how to mop. Which is an important life skill. Everyone should know how to mop things. I think everyone should learn that. But yeah, real embarrassing, both of those incidents. I have since learned how to make a good pot of coffee. I will say I'm pretty good at making coffee now. Keep running, keep running. We can survive, we can survive. Oh, that hole's glitched. That's not good. How are we going to handle that glitched hole? I think if we get big enough explosion, we can unglitch the hole. So let's grab like that. That should work. Come on, run, run. I can't believe we lived through that. Okay. That did not fix the glitched hole. Okay, that's not good. Let's try again. There we go. Okay. I'm actually doing impressive stuff. I'm finally getting in the groove of things. Finally doing good. Finally doing good work. There you go. You guys complaining about me reinforcing him, so you know what? You can be reinforced on the other side of the map by our ally. So you know what? You complained about it, so now you can have that. How about that? Now have you learned your lesson about complaining about things? I doubt it, but we'll see. All right, that guy's trying to ambush me. We're being chased by things. This is not good. I think we can make this though. We're just gonna keep running with a whole army following us, and we're gonna hope for the best. Get off of me. I mean, I don't blame them. I'm stealing their eggs, so I guess they can be a little upset at me, but
1 minute left. Destroyer preparing to leave.
no, I lost the egg.
Package acquired.
Let's run through this tiny hole and try and get them to get stuck.
Tactical asset nearby.
360 no scope them. I'm going to run out of supplies here in a second. We're in some trouble here. We're definitely in some trouble here.
Dropping package.
And I tripped again.
Package acquired. To the skies.
Dropping package.
Okay, we got the egg to where it belongs.
Super destroyer leaving low orbit. Emergency extraction shuttle deployed.
Dropping package.
And we have nothing. We're going to run out of supplies, so this is not an ideal situation. This is a bad situation to be in. And I have nothing that can shoot down those birds, so someone else is going to have to shoot down those birds.
Dropping package. Freedom never sleeps.
T-minus 1 minute 30 seconds.
Ryu, good morning. How's it going? Welcome back. Yeah, I think this is our last stand. We're gonna die here. Abyss Walker, good morning. This is not an ideal situation. Is definitely the battle cry of a Helldiver. That is every mission. My dog is being a little rather large rat. All right, that's it. We're out of stims. We're out of ammo. We have no call-ins. This is but the end. All right, let's see if we can get that egg.
T-minus 20 seconds.
Or we get stuck on things. No, I got stuck on a corpse.
T-minus 10 seconds. Clear landing zone.
What a bad time to get stuck on a corpse.
This is Pelican 1. I have visual on the extraction zone. Pelican 1 landing sequence initiated.
Oh, so close. We were so close.
Heroes was well worth the game.
It was landing. Eagle 1 was right there. We had it. We had it. That's all right. We finished the objective. That's all that matters. But we were real close on that one. If I had one more stem, I could have made it. All I needed was one more stem. What kind of dog do you have? What kind of rather large rat do you have? Look at all those Helldivers out here.
An unmitigated success.
This is why I've made something of a habit to run supply pack. The problem is if you run supply pack though, then you don't have a jetpack, you know? That's the trade-off. You need the jetpack. Cause I love me the jetpack. All right, well, that about does it for me. My back is hurting from my chair because I am old. which means it's about time for me to get up and go start my chores, wash some dishes, and get the house ready for the 4th of July today. So how about, as always, we end with our prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, we continue to pray for the end of war, whether that be in Ukraine or the Middle East. Bring about an end of war and bring about peace. We pray for all the people who don't have enough food, water, medicine, whatever their needs may be, Lord. Help them to have it and help us, their brothers and sisters in Christ, to provide for them. We pray for those seeking a vocation, those who are concerning maybe the priesthood or monastic life, or even the vocation of marriage. Lord, help people to prayerfully and thoughtfully walk the path you have set them on. We pray for all the people who are homeless, all the people who are struggling, and especially the people struggling with mental health, all the people deep in mental illness. Lord, comfort them. And finally, we pray for those souls who have no one left to pray for them, the souls in purgatory, the souls who've been forgotten. Lord, help them. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. For those of you in the USA, have a good 4th of July. For everyone else, have a good regular 4th of July. Probably no fireworks for y'all who are international right now. But as always, it was a pleasure to start my morning hanging out with you all. It was great to have you here. Have a blessed day, and we will see you again on Monday.